Namaste, everyone, and welcome back to yet another session on meditation, and which is focused on improving focus. Am I loud enough? And just please let me know. Okay, thank you. So, the purpose of meditation we have been establishing since past few times is that we try and make a mind available to us fully, completely. These practices, the earlier they get started, the better they are, because it is gaining control over, mastery over the deep seated impulses or vrittis in the mind. So, meditation is one of the tool, and here in Vedic Parampara, we are sticking to it, to the Vedic Parampara. Meditation is actually in the form of upasanas. Upasan, when you keep your asan samipa, close to the chosen deity. Upasana has got translated as worship, as puja, as adoration, but more with an inclination towards the connotation of bhakti. Bhakti is definitely a bhav which is a lubricant, which connects the action. But Vedic parampara, as is, karma and upasana are tools, are ways in which you touch the incomprehensible, as if touch is a quote unquote word. You connect to the incomprehensible, Atman, Brahman, which is the Param Satyam, but also will always remain incomprehensible to human equipments of body, mind, senses, intellect. So then, how do you approach it? How do you begin to fathom? Because whatever you will understand from the intellect will only pertain to certain limited information, will always be limited by the understanding in your intellect. So it can never be a complete picture, it can never be a complete view. So, how does one connect? How does one make that truth one's own? Karma and upasana are tools in between to touch upon that subtle without having actually touched it, but contacting it without contacting it. It's like I'm talking to you. I'm contacting you without contacting you. I'm not really contacting you. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. I don't know. I can't see you. I can't hear you. I can't feel you. I can't think you. Yes, thanks to your comments, I can see the who all are there to some extent, but it is still contactless for me. I am only contacting the internet. I'm contacting it through the laptop. I am speaking, presuming there is a listener, and there is a listener. So I am speaking because it connects me to you, and you are but still invisible to me. You are still not contactable to me in this example. Yet the communication is complete. It has reached you. Something similar can never be the same. You cannot connect to Ishvara the way I'm connect, obviously, but it is a similar principle. It is the same thing. You connect to that through some form, through some figure, through some symbol, which is attributive of divinity, which is attributive of Ishvara, because that is the truth inhering everything. So while I may not be able to see it and recognize it now, the truth is not going to change. So even when I'm using the principles of karma and upasana and I embed in them, I am, through my intention of connect, I'm connecting to Ishvara. It is received, it's a connection and a subjective thing, to each one their own. So upasana was truly the only form of meditation in its original form. Today, the word just as yoga has become physical yoga and very disconnected most often. In fact, very few people connect it in the original intent that yoga was meant for samadhi. Yoga has popular appeal for asanas, for health. No, nothing wrong, fine, in its place, but it limits its scope. In the same way, meditation word limits the scope of upasana. So, upasana is for the sake of connecting it to the truth first, without knowing, without seeing, without no sensory contact at all. And yet, you touch it. Exactly like I can't see you, but I'm still communicating to you. There is a listener. I can't see, but there is someone. So, in the same way, upasana is irreplaceable. For the benefit is chitta ekagrata. And it is not, all Vedic disciplines take much longer than normal In fact, why they have got compromised or diluted to mean the common meditation is because it is easy, because it is possible, it is comprehensible. So the meditations have taken over as if they have their benefits, but they limit the scope of the benefit. Upasana, any Vedic discipline, will be that much more, I don't want to use the word difficult, I will use the word that it will need that much more persistence because it is that much more deeper. It's like singing classical music to normal song, Bollywood song. If you sing, it'll be easier. You can sing without classical training. But if you have classical training, you can sing Bollywood. But Bollywood person may not be able to sing classical training. In the same way, upasanas take a longer time to establish the connect, but the benefit that they reap are so percolating that what normal meditation would give, the benefit would be a byproduct. It just comes out of it. So, with this, I am trying to give every class some more reason than necessary for the sake of upasana, but with an idea that it connects to the conviction, to the purpose, brings clarity. So, if it gives clarity, it strengthens the conviction, it will give us the will and enthusiasm to sustain it, to be persistent with it, because the result will not be an immediate seen result, but it is impossible that even when done this much, out of the 15 minutes, 20-minute session, even if this minute, second it was held, that is work done. That is the purpose. So it's extremely beneficial. So, with this, we will start. We have chosen, I think today is the 30th class, so we will restrict to the Devata form of concentration, focus. Today, if it's 30th, this will be the last. I don't remember, I'll check later on. And from next session, which is today's Monday, Friday. So from next session, we will move on to the next part of meditation. And as I've said, each of them can take months. So maybe after the whole capsule is over, you may have to 29th class. Okay, thank you. So today's 29th. Oh, so next week, Friday, we'll continue with this. Next week, we'll start with the next meditation. So, Ganesha and Lord Ganesha. But before that, as I was just completing it, each of them may take weeks and months of just being with the practice. And later on, once we finish the whole capsule, you get a know how of each of them that Vedanta presents in a 5 capsuled layers of meditation. It is not written in a Vedanta book, but this is the parampara of acharyas that it is handed down in this manner. And more from Arsha Vidya, which has made it popular, which has made it capsuled. It was always there in society, but because of social media and all these formats, things became far reaching. So, this is where it comes from. And once these 5 are done, and if we end these sessions whenever, you may have to revisit them and then choose your own, stick to them till you find that you have harnessed it. It can take time, but that is what life is meant for. This is what is the best one can be involved with, along with, of course, self study. Taken a lot of time. Cross your legs, take a few deep breaths. Inhale from the nose, exhale from the mouth. For those who are practicing, I'm almost very confident that by now, the minute you take the posture, the position, if you've been regular, you know that automatically the mind grooves into a readiness for meditation. This is the advantage of being persistent. It makes it easier and easier with every session. There should be no hurry in the previous session, in the previous meditation, in any meditation. Observe your breath. Whatever the superficial thoughts are, your pre engagements, leave them there. Bring your attention to your breath. Inhale full, exhale from the mouth. Observe your feet, rub it. Shift your gaze to the ankle, to the calf muscles. Rub your knee joints. Pound your thighs. Your low back. Shift your gaze one step at a time through the spine, upwards, gradually. Observe vertebra by vertebra. Rub the base of the spine with your palms, base of your palm, and bring it up to the shoulders, massaging it back. Shift your gaze down your arms. Watch your palms, your fingers. Having placed them in the position that you think is most convenient for you, held as a mudra, or just clasped together, placed on your palm, placed on your lap, or in front of you. Rub your shoulders. Observe your face. If there are any muscles that are tight, release them. Watch your eyelids. Sometimes, if the mind is a little more preoccupied, you can extend this relaxation a little longer till you find the mind ready for it. Time is not important. The eyelids should be heavy, the body as if sways a bit, and your breathing is deep and rhythmic, not holding the stomach muscles, synchronized with the rising and falling of your chest while you inhale and exhale. With every breath in, Shantoham, Shantoham, Shantoham. Remember the air going in and out, watching it. Where is it coming from? Observing the atmosphere around you, acknowledging it, remembering the nature of Vayu, pervasive through the planet, equally, unconditionally. Visualize the Devata, Vayu Devata, representing that this force comes from Chaitanyam, the total Chaitanyam, represented by this Devata, swift in movement like a deer, offer the pranam, for it gives me the freedom to walk wherever without thinking also. I know air is available to be filtered inside for this body to survive. And when you thank Vayu Devata, no guesses. Who do you contact? For Vayu Devata does not get its strength by itself. It is not Swayambhu. So acknowledging the intermediary carrier of the Anugraha, that this Jiva here gets a chance to live the karma phal and also grow, to discover the nature, one's own nature, essential nature. The Mahatatvams are subservient themselves to the orders of Ishvara. And when you thank the Devatas, it is received by the all-pervasive, omnipresent, omniscient, unfathomable to human intellect, and yet present. Release the Devata and bring to your mind the solar orb. Visualize the Surya Devata, resplendent, effulgent, bright, illumining, seated on the 7-horse chariot. Illumining, destroyer of darkness, life nourishing, heat and warmth, making the planet habitable. Again, for this jiva to experience the karmapal and a chance to be. May the Surya Bhagwan illumine our buddhis, offering the namaskar, releasing it back to seeing the solar orb, its gross form, physical sthula sharir of the presiding devata. Bring to your mind a mental image of your favorite form of Ganesha, Bhagwan Ganesh. With large ears, elephant ears, making it capable to hear the subtlest sound. Almond eyes, holding a wit and a sharp playfulness, expressing the ease of living with knowledge, the trunk to pick up the subtlest, seated or standing as you visualize your form. With its vehicle, mouse. Offer your namaskar. Welcoming them. Doing the Pada Seva mentally. Washing the feet with fresh water. Offering them an asana and fresh clothes. Ornaments to adorn the body. Just keep the visualization of the form in front of your eyes, mentalize. Light a lamp. Offer some gandham, a camphor to purify, representing total destruction of avidya. Offering Naivedyam. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. 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 He is the Lord of all Ganas. the whole class of small deities. He is also a Vigna Ishvara, removes easily Vignas in the pursuit of knowledge or for anything in the world. He destroys it, worshipping him, dhyanam on him with Shraddha. You earn the grace, Anugraha. When 'tis done, for worshipping him is also worshipping the incomprehensible Ishvara, whose nature is Brahman. To this Vigneshwara, offer the pranam again. Ask if you must, else let it be. Releasing him to his unmanifest state. Asking forgiveness also while you release. There will be many omissions in the process, but, but let the intention be conveyed. There is no omission there. I will chant Om once to conclude. You can wriggle your toes and fingers and open your eyes when you're ready. Connecting back to your breath and your form here. Thank you, Malini. Shubh Dinam, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Leelaji, Joey, Neeru, everyone. Yes, thank you. Same here. I also see that is the beauty of this, that if it is done well, in fact, you can now know why people who can meditate for very long. When you get into the habit of it, as Wimton says, because somehow the body connect has formed to the minimum. It's reduced to the minimum. And you are closest to your own being, still without recognition of who you are. That you are Brahman is still not recognized, but you are closest to it without recognition. So somehow there is that expression of eternity in it. When one wants to hold it a little longer, it is because one is the closest, and there is this little resistance. You may call it a little internal resistance to get connected to the form again, body again. So, yes, thank you. May we remain in the right direction. Thank you, everyone. Shubh Dinam.